Hello.
How are you?
Hi. Fine, thank you. How are you
I'm
doing?
good. Good to see you.
Good to see you
Thank you
too.
for taking the time.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It's a
It's
pleasure
so good to
speaking.
have you on the show.
Thank you.
So let me introduce you. Uh, Gulmakai Saleh is my friend, and she's a colleague and a dear friend. We worked together and on so many shows in the past and so many events. She's a mother, a grandmother. She's a teacher and a motivational speaker, and she's an author. You have written two books, and
Yes.
I'm excited to talk with you about your journey. It's a very exciting story. So I'm not gonna. I will let you talk about your journey and how did you start. And you're studying psychology also. That's very exciting. So let me and let the audience know about your journey. Go ahead.
First, again, thank you for having me and thank you for whoever's tuning in. Um, I've been through a lot in my life and I always want to promote goodness. So that's what I do. And I noticed that a lot of the things that I went through in my life was because of the lack of understanding. People do not take the time or understood. So, like, one, I was a refugee. I was raised in America, but I was bullied in school and what's happening today against Muslims. So there was a lot of lack of understanding, and I took the initiative. That's not just happening towards Muslims; it's happening towards other race, other religion. So the most important thing is promoting understanding. When we have understanding, there will be goodness in the world. So I,
Wonderful.
I decided I decided to start with writing two books, Princess Diversity and the Golden Rule and The Goodness Soup, my two books.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Very
They're,
exciting.
they're, they're for younger kids because I believe it's how we raise our children is very crucial in having a moral society which values each other and we have respect for each other regardless of who we are, where we come from, what color skin we have, what faith we will follow. Um,
That's an amazing message. We all need it, especially now. Kids are starting. Hello, Lydia. She's saying, hello, ladies. Hey, how are you? Thank you all for joining us again. Let us know where are you joining us from. Share and like this video. I will also share it with our pages. So, Golmake, it's very, I mean, I see that you have a couple of groups online on Facebook, and they're all about goodness and spreading the understanding. And so I think it goes beyond children in schools. I think to me, it shows that your vision is beyond that.
Yeah, well, the two of my groups, one is which I'm trying to turn into a nonprofit organization, the Golden Tree of Goodness. It's for people of all faith, all religion, all nationality, and that's just one of the things I do is do webcasts where I promote understanding, getting people to interview people who come from different professions, different backgrounds, to educate the mass on different things we need to better understand, whether it is us ourselves, our own inner struggles, or whether it's learning about different religion, whether it's learning about different culture. So that's what I do with my webcast, and then I also do talks at different schools and organizations to the children and teachers and parents because I believe it's you have to approach it in a holistic approach. If you just I have to focus on the kids. That's it. Let me fix them up. But then the parents, they don't know how to deal with their issues with their children. Teachers don't know. They need a different alternative to deal with children who are having issues. So my approach is a holistic approach to promoting goodness, and of course, like I said, it's through understanding.
Absolutely. So Fatima Amar says, hello, gorgeous ladies. Thank you, Fatima. You are gorgeous. And Lydia said, Kolmaki is a best friend and guides me as a new Muslim. That's wonderful. Aziz Durrani from Afghanistan, and he said, what's the topic about? So the topic, the theme is 30 Days of Confidence, and we're talking today. I'm interviewing Gulmakai Saleh about her work with goodness and spreading understanding, and how that really correlates to promoting confidence within families and children, adults, and teenagers. So, how do you see your work, Gulmakai, really? Helping people, promoting or having this confidence and self-esteem, being able to stand out and say that we are here. I'm confident I can do things in this world.
Well, one is if you know, there's a lot out there who will bring you down, you know, right? But if you have confidence in yourself, if you study your own history and you study your own faith or whatever it may be, you'll have that confidence. Because I was one person who did not have confidence when I was a kid, because yes, I was bullied, being in a minority, being a refugee. I faced a lot of issues that my self-esteem was low, my confidence was low, until I decided to study my own faith, not people telling me what my faith was, studying my own culture, my own history, because it was not taught in the schools I used to go to. And when the more I studied my history, and you know, the more I saw, you know, how much science and technology, you know, at that time we were advanced, so advanced. The Muslim countries were so advanced in it. You know, that just kept raising my confidence and confidence, and my status as a woman in Islam. The more I study, the more I learn, the more I say, like, wow, you know, it's not what my culture taught me. It's not what the media teach me. It's, you know, true evidence right here in front of me from this right sources that I'm learning this knowledge. And this gave me confidence in what I'm doing and what, you know, before I would never speak like this, you know, I'll be the shy person, the introvert, hiding in the corner, but it takes time. You just have to, you know, do it.
It takes time, it takes practice. I think it takes
Yeah.
also to get out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you know, we can take like incremental steps, like small steps every day, just to because we also have to exercise compassion towards ourselves. So we push ourselves, but also we need to be kind to ourselves.
Sure.
Yeah. So from your experience, what actions people do or take sometimes, consciously or subconsciously, to undermine their own confidence.
So it goes back all the way back to how they were raised, you know, how their parents raised them, how they, you know, what went through their life in school, the stage of school, their phase in school. And, you know, you just, you know, like how psychologists, they sit them down and go through their history in life, and they go and analyze what went wrong through their life, that, you know, they realize that, look, okay, this is what went wrong, but, you know, there's always hope, and there, you know, you could correct the mistake. You know, don't always believe these negative talks that were given to you, or the wrong message you took from people. So, you know, always go back to how we were parents, how, what environment we were raised in, what we watch, what influenced us. So that, it all goes back to that. But, you know, even now, people are adults. It's never too late to change and build your confidence and become the best of what you could give to yourself or to your family or to your community. You know, you just have to work on yourself. And like you said, it takes is a step by step process.
Yeah, yeah. So it's so we work on getting our being the best version of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's important also to compare ourselves with ourselves. Like
Sure.
between like this time last year, where were you, or I was, and then see the progress and appreciate that, if you will. Yeah. So from your, if what you see around you, the children or the people you teach, um, what is the impact of low self-esteem or confidence on people? How does it show, especially on kids?
Mhm. I like to look at it at a whole world perspective, studying other parts of the country, other parts of the world, what's happening there, what's happening in our country, why when our kids have more and they have so much. They have a better, easier life. Why are they less confidence? They have less shows, but they have less confidence, low self-esteem. And you see other people in other parts, they it might be um, a third world, and they're suffering from hunger and thirst. But if you look at them, they're smiling, they're confident. They will come and talk to you. Uh, what's that? Like, we need to understand why. What's that? And one of the things I've came across is that how we raise our children in an individual talk, thinking that it's just about you, your career, your success. And if we look at the other countries, they're more about collectivism, and they're helping each other. They're more providing kindness to each other, caring for each other. And if you put that into together, if we could come and merge those two ways of raising our children, it'll be great, because why, you care about their individualism, and you also care about the community and your family at the same time, which we need that. Sometimes it's not always us who need help and build our confidence. Sometimes I need to help my sister or my brother or my neighbor who are suffering, maybe because of their low confidence or self-esteem or wherever it may be.
So extending the self, extending help to others,
Yeah.
having that compassion towards other and towards the self, and striking that balance, if you will. So we are not that just individualistic or just collectivistic. So it's something in between to help others and ourselves. I think that's really interesting. I think it's and that's always a struggle and work to help people understand, or how ourselves and our children to understand that, and to get to that balance, if you will.
Sure.
Yeah. So, what do you have any stories, like in your throughout your career and your life, successful story of someone, whether you or someone else around you, that they used to have low self-esteem, and then they grew out of it and they were able to be successful, and how that process took place?
Well, I could tell you about my daughter. She is turning 18 soon. Um, when she first enrolled into sixth grade, she had to do a science project, and she had to present in front of the school. You could not even hear her voice. She was so shy and quiet. I mean, there's nothing wrong with shy, but even we're all shy. But we also, when the time is right, we will speak up and share our thoughts and feelings, our ideas. That's the only way for our voice to be heard. So she had a lot of issues, being on stage. And so what I did was, the next few years, I would be training her and teaching her and motivating her. So by the end of the eighth grade, in her graduation, she did a fantastic job giving her final speech in front of a big audience. Of course,
wonderful.
A lot of the teachers did support her and gave her help. So, comparing her to the other speakers, her speech was, comments from other people, that it was so amazing. And this was not only me. I was doing my part as a mother, and the teachers, we were working together to build that confidence in my daughter, that what you're doing is not wrong. You're doing great things. You're talking about great topics. You just need to come out of the shell you're in, and you have to tell the world that what you're doing is amazing. So it takes a community, like the phrase goes, it takes a village to raise a child. So it took my commitment as a mother, and it took the commitment of the teachers to work with her to build that confidence in her.
So giving that support to the child, it gives one, you will see amazing outcome when you support them from home and in the school. That will give amazing results. This is amazing. So when you compare between someone who was shy to even to talk, and now they are giving a speech in front of a whole crowd, mashallah, this is amazing. That's wonderful.
Yes, she starts speaking in front of government officials, like she was leading organizations and different things after that.
She's just like transformed.
Yeah. Even the principal, she was like, oh, I don't think she's the same girl
Yeah,
anymore.
she doesn't recognize her anymore.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a wonderful success story. Some people, when we work with them, they don't show the same success. And what do you think stop in their way? What is it that they are struggling with, even though when people are trying to help, or when they are trying to help themselves?
Yeah. First, we need to define what success is. And success to everyone is different. Every individual, we're different people. We have different understanding, different way of being raised up, different mindsets. So defining what success is. And then, of course, we need to go with their pace. Some people, it'll take maybe a week or maybe 2 words. You could change that person's mindset. But some people, it takes a lot of work. Maybe they've been through a lot of trauma in their life. Taking them out of that trauma state and being more positive with them, takes time and effort, commitment from not just the parent or the counselor. It takes like a community's work to help that person. Just being a good friend to them, just listening to them and helping them, guiding them, will do a lot of great work. I've seen when I was teaching, one of the teachers, who was my assistant, and she was saying that how she has this issue, and I just gave her a simple solution. A month back later, she comes and she starts thanking me. She said, because you gave me this advice, and now I'm so relaxed, I'm stress free. It was just a simple thing, I just helped her organize her schedule, her life schedule, and that she was having problems. And the same thing goes with confidence. If we just give that small advice, it would just open up people's mind, and they were like realizing, they would start working on themselves and improving themselves and doing great work.
Absolutely, it's amazing, and I think sometimes we just need that little push, if you will.
Yeah.
Just little push. So Dr. Anisa Nadir is watching us also. A lot of people are watching and excited about your talk. Gulmakai, thank you for joining me again. Again, I'm interviewing Gulmakai Saleh, and she is an author, a writer, a motivational speaker, a teacher. And please like and share this video. So you have the group, the goodness, and the under the shade. Can you tell me what's behind those names? I don't. I know that I don't memorize the whole name, so you would know it better than me.
Yeah. The Golden Tree of Goodness is my organization, where I'm trying to promote goodness through understanding. I have my 2 books. I do talks at different organizations. I do my webcast, and also I'm in the beginning stage of doing a research project on how much do we understand ourselves, how much do we understand our family members, and how much do we understand the people we work with, we go to school with, our neighbors, our community members. So it's a slow process, but I'm working on it, and hopefully we'll have the results by next year of this measurement test I'm doing and experiments I'm doing.
So what are you using in this project? What kind of data are you using?
So I am right. I've written my questions, but I'm asking a professional expert to go over them to make sure they're good to be answered. So once that person approves it, I'm going to share the survey through social media, through my friends, and maybe even go out there and share it with. So the survey is the first part. Taking a survey questionnaire.
So is this project part of your program at school, or this is just a personal project?
It's a personal related to my organization. Okay. At the moment, I have stopped teaching for 2 years, and I'm working on my nonprofit organization, the Golden Tree of Goodness. And the other project you spoke about, Youth Under the Shade, this is more directed to Muslim, but it's open to all, because I would put a lot of Islamic quotes and stuff in this page. But my other page, the Golden Tree of Goodness, it's a neutral in religion. Um, so Youth Under the Shade is more for parents, teachers, the youth on, because, a lot of problems, if we don't have a good family structure, the society falls apart. So that's my main point, helping parents, helping children how to live during our times with all these issues, all these problems, and how to live positively and bringing out the best in them.
Absolutely. That's amazing work.
Thank you.
So you did say that you are going to school. Which school are you attending?
Well, I am working on my psychology degree at Islamic Online University, which is done online, and I'm also enrolled in the community college in my neighborhood. So I am just building my skills through that one. I really love psychology,
Yeah.
and from my childhood, I was always an observer, studying people. Even it was happening unconsciously, but now when I'm older, I do reflect and I realize that it's been always part of my life. I'm always observing around me, studying behaviors. So now I just need to work on the degree, which is I'm halfway there.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So are you planning to continue with masters and PhDs, or?
And I'm just gonna stay with the bachelor for now because, like a lot of the things I'm already doing, like I do a lot of community work, circle of parents. Um, I, I'm always talking with the youth and doing mentorship with them. So I've already put a lot of what I've learned into practice, and I'm also a self-studied, self-learner. I've been learning. That's like one of my habits. I like to learn and I like to study. And it has helped me a lot. Even uh, if there's no college, no school, I will teach myself and get books and try to learn myself because that's how minds grow, develop, and we become more conscious and confident of who we are.
Absolutely. We need to always educate ourselves, like continuously. So
Yeah.
I know that you do some lectures or some classes on Friday night.
Yeah, that was the circle of parents.
Yes.
I've been doing that for 3 years. It's just community at the local communities I attend. I hold a circle of parents where parents come together, and even teachers are welcome. Anyone who deals with children, they're welcome to come. Even those who don't have children yet, or those whose children are older, they still come to share their wisdom and their advice. And we just talk about different issues. We bring up topics, we get articles, we read off of them, or we have a video, um, and we discuss our problems and share our thoughts on how to help our problems with our children, because we live in a time where there's so many things going on and we don't know how to manage them, especially with the internet, the phones. These are new to us as parents. We didn't expect that this wasn't happening in our childhood, so we're learning as we're going. So this is more like a parent support group.
So it's only for parents.
Like I said, so parents are the main focus, but anyone who deals with children, caregivers, those already who had parents, they're older, their grandparents, they're welcome to come because they have their wisdom that they could share with us. And then the younger generation who are planning to become parents in the future, they could learn too, because you don't want to have children and learn afterwards. You want to learn before you become a parent.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for the classes for the children, where do you hold these classes?
What I used to, for now, like I've been doing, I try to, I'm like, alhamdulillah, creative. So at the moment, I'm not doing any classes, but the classes, I used to teach in a full-time school, weekend school, like the summer camps and uh, over there. But I used to have a mom and toddler club where I would help little moms and the toddlers, and we would do nursery rhymes and read books and just learn to socialize with each other, good manners, implementing it at a very early stage when they're small and young, sharing and caring. So that was one of the things I did, Mom and Toddler Club. And the other thing is, I would do with my nephew and nieces. I'm blessed with many nephew and nieces, so it was called halaka aunt. Halaka auntie. Sorry, it's been a while I've done that, but I would just get our nephews and nieces, my children. We will get together and we'll once a month or twice a month we will sit down and we'll talk and discuss about different issues that are bothering them, and I try to mentor them and help them to better understand, better tackle their problems.
So tell me more about the books that you wrote. How did the
So,
idea come along? What's the process of writing the book? Why these two books in particular and the names?
um, so I one first, I never imagined I will ever write because that was my weakness. Writing is a weakness of mine. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to college to improve, to take an English class to improve my writing skills. So I never imagined it. And, this is something I could show to the younger kids that, look, just because you're not good at it doesn't mean you can't do it. You just have to put your mind to it and eventually you'll succeed at it. And, authors are loved by children. Every time I mention to any of my students that I'm an author, they don't believe me. But then when I bring my book with my picture on it, their eyes just light up. They're amazed. And I know, being a teacher, I noticed that kids love stories. So, what I saw around me, the morals, the values going down, people don't really care about each other, and neighbors are not caring about each other. And I said, hey, why not raise a generation that, builds love through reading? So I start writing these books, and the first book is The Goodness Soup. It's about a Christian and a Muslim family living next to each other and how they love each other and care for each other as neighbors, and the parents setting a good role model for the children, and the children being good children and obedient and respectful to their elders. So that was this book about. The other book, and of course, both of the books are based on the Golden Rule. The reason I chose Golden Rule is because this is something that is ingrained in all faiths and something that is similar to everyone. And I believe that, if we take something like the Golden Rule and we work off of that, we could respect our differences, but we will have respect based on this Golden Rule, which, it's in Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Islam. So it's in all faiths that they practice the Golden Rule. And the second book, Princess Diversity and the Golden Rule, is it starts off what happened to me in my childhood. There was another kid who was being bullied, and I read his journal and how he felt. So it starts off at that, and then it goes how she has this because she's bullied too in this story, and that she becomes so confident because her friend classmate was being bullied. So she goes up and the next day she stands up to the kids who bully her and her friends, and she tells them the beauty of diversity. People are handicapped. We do not laugh at them. Some are overweight, some are different colors, some are of different faith. But we have to learn to respect them, and we need to follow the Golden Rule. So that's the two books that both are based on the Golden Rule.
Absolutely, this is amazing. I mean, when my daughter was younger, we didn't have such resources. So I'm so glad that we have such resources to the younger generation, and this is amazing that you wrote these two books based on almost like a true story. So that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you.
Thank you. So what are your future plans, professional plans?
At the moment, I'm launching my second season of the webcast, promoting. Last season it was just a pilot program, which I learned a lot. I had 10 guests. One was you.
It was an amazing experience. I really loved that talk with you. Thank you for having me back then, and we're gonna have you.
So that taught me a lot. And this year, I'm starting in September, and I've changed the name from Speak Up with Gulmakai because I thought that was a little tough. Let me make it better sounding. So it's Listen to Understand with Gulmakai. It'll be on Facebook Live. That is one thing I want to continue. And of course, on my research project, that's the next thing I want to work on, and taking what I'm doing into a nonprofit organization. So those are three main things I am focusing on. The Golden Tree of Goodness. With my Youth Under the Shade, that's something I could do anytime. Is just make sure videos, share good things about parenting and the youth, and that's just to give some good advice to others and support.
I think the name, the Golden Rule, is very attractive. That name is very attractive, and I think, like you said, it's a very common across faith. So that's amazing that all faiths can be included, and everyone can benefit from that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So how can people reach you and maybe purchase the books?
Well, they could go to my website, www.gulmakai.com. That's www.gulmakai.com. My website has everything of wherever I'm doing, all the webcasts I've done, my books, links to Amazon, that's where my books are being sold, and other events I have done in the past. It's all there.
Wonderful. I do know also you are interested in TED Talk.
Yeah. that is like it's the confidence thing, right? I'm pushing myself. Like you said, you have to come out of comfort zone.
Yes.
And speaking in front of highly professional, educated people is like one of the fear I have. So I'm pushing myself to go speak in front of people who are so highly educated and do a TED Talk. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to apply for the application. I'm going through the application process. If it works out, it works out. If not, I give the talk on stage somewhere. I'm already prepared for the talk.
Well, you said
if it happens. If not, I could take this talk and do it everywhere. And that's based on what I'm doing, the power of understanding. That was the topic I want to discuss. What will be the results of understanding each other?
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, as you said, if we put our minds in something, it will happen. So, I'm sure, hopefully you'll be able to, to attend your talk at TED Talk. I think it's
meant.
Yeah. Is it in Wilmington, you said? I think it was in Wilmington.
The one. Well, there's one in Wilmington, and they're going all around different parts of the country, the world, that you just apply for them whenever they have an opening.
Yeah, and the one you're going to be at in Wilmington or Philadelphia?
Well, they did already choose their speakers, and no, I wasn't one of them. So it was meant to be, but I'm gonna, I'm not gonna give up.
So maybe next round, maybe next round.
Yeah.
So there's no giving up on that. Yeah. So I'm gonna see if there's any questions here. People are happy with your talk. There are a lot of nice comments here, but no questions. Lydia said she also works on a deep level with bullying. So she knows, she was talking about your work, lots of wonderful advice for children and parents. So yes, I think working with children and with parents on the issue of bullying, since school are starting, and we know bullying is an issue in most schools, if it's not all. So what are your final thoughts?
Well, for building our confidence, for trying to help our children first, see where they are, always talk with them, comfort them, see where they are, they're having any issues. You could build their confidence. It takes time. Like now I'm working on my other daughter, my younger daughter. She's very shy. She's afraid to go on stage. So taking the time to understand your child and work at their level. Don't work from your level, thinking that the level you understand, your child will understand. They won't. So working at their level, just remember when you were at their age, how much did you understand the world around you. So working at their level, and eventually they will build that confidence in them. And if they're being bullied at school, or they're being teased, or whatever it may be, try to figure out if there's problems your child is having. Maybe that's the reason they don't have that confidence in them.
So working on empowering them, and maybe giving
Yeah.
them the tools to protect themselves, or to prevent that, or to stop people from bullying them. I think it's maybe it's more effective than just telling the principal or the teacher, because
Yeah.
I think for them taking the step to protect themselves or prevent it, that's more powerful, and I think
Yeah.
promote more confidence within them than just going to another adult.
Yeah. Well, what you could do with teachers and principals, working a plan out with them. For when I was bullied, I said, I'm not gonna let this happen to my kids. So what I did, being Muslim, and it was visible because of the hijab we wore, I made sure that I would go into my boys' classrooms and teach about Eid, teach about different holidays we celebrate, and the basics of Islam, not preaching. And the kids loved it. We loved it. The teacher was happy. And also with my daughters, I would go and teach about hijab and the reason, just as in an educational format. That's how I would teach them, not preaching, of course, because it's illegal to preach
Yeah.
your religion. And storytelling, that's what they love. Taking that time from your busy day and getting involved in your child's school, and eventually, that builds your child's confidence. The children will enjoy it, and they'll think highly of your child.
Yeah, they will feel they are supported. They will make that connection with the whole family, not only with the child, because the mother is there, and she's saying these lovely stories, so they can connect with that and bring them closer. That's amazing work. We need more
Yeah.
of that in our communities, Gulmakai.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you are setting an example for everyone. We
True.
appreciate your work, and I really want to thank you so much for joining me and for the precious time. Again, I don't have a question here, but people have nice comments. So thank you again for joining me. If you would like to contact Gulmakai, if you can put your the links and the link to for purchasing your books and your website, that will be great in the comment section. If you would like to contact me also, I will put the comments, my link and the website. You can contact me. Please like and share this video. And we're at the end of the 30 days of confidence. It has been a pleasant journey with everyone. And I want to thank you again so much, Gulmakai, for being here.
Thank you for having.
For sharing your wisdom. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank you.
Just want to say hi to Lydia, my friend.
Yeah, I want to say hi to everyone. I think Saba was on the call, was on the watching. Noreen, Dr. Nader, Fatima. Yeah, a lot of people were on the. Yeah.
Thank you for.
Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your time, and thank you to the audience. If you would like to contact us, we will put our contact information in the comment section, and I will download this on YouTube so you can watch it on YouTube also. I wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you all for your support and for your time to watch these videos and lives. And thank you, Gulmakai, for being here with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
You too.